All right, hello everybody. My name is Sarah and I'm an educator here at Wonders of Wildlife, and I want to welcome you to Creature Crafting. So for today's craft, we have a backyard bird feeder. We actually have two different kinds that we will be talking about today. So make sure you grab an adult to help you find all the supplies you need for these bird feeders. So we have our unsweetened cereal loops. We have our bird seed. We have 2 pieces of yarn or string if you don't have any yarn. One is around 6 to 8 inches long and the other one is going to be around 2 feet long. I have a little tray for my bird seed. I have some shortening. If you don't have shortening, you can use some peanut butter or even some sun butter. I have a popsicle stick. If you don't have any popsicle sticks, remember that you can use a butter knife. I have scissors, tape, and our toilet paper roll. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my bird seed on my tray. That way we have it ready when we have our tube ready. So I'm going to shake it a bit so it's evened out. Then I'm going to take my tube and I'm going to make some holes, one on each side, and string our yarn through. So I squeeze the tube a little bit, then I bring the scissors down to the bottom and I make some small cuts. One on one side and then the other. Now as you notice, these, you can't really see the holes. So I'm going to take my popsicle stick, bring it in and give it a little bit of a twist on each side. This will just help us string in the yarn a little easier. So I'm going to take the yarn and I'm going to string it through, and then the other side. Remember, if you need assistance, ask an adult for help. So then all you need is a simple knot on top. Just like tying your shoelaces, but go twice so you can make a knot instead of the loops. There we go. So what you're going to do next is you'll grab your shortening and your popsicle stick. As you notice, I do hold onto my tube up on top so we won't spread any shortening up there. So make sure that you layer on your shortening pretty thick. That way your bird seed will stick to it. Reminder, if you don't have any shortening, use that sun butter or peanut butter instead of the shortening. That is probably thick enough. So I'm going to put this off to the side, bring my bird seed over, and then I'm just going to roll the tube onto the bird seed. You can see that I did put my fingers in, and I'm going to apply a little pressure. That way all of that bird seed sticks to the tube. And there you go. We have our backyard bird feeder. So with this bird feeder, make sure that you can hang it on a branch. What you can do now is you can observe your birds in your backyard. So during springtime, you see lots of birds. You'll see cardinals and robins, blue jays, and even some woodpeckers. Now remember I mentioned if you don't have any bird seed, that is okay. If you have unsweetened cereal loops, you can use those instead. And parents or adults, this is a great craft for your little ones for their fine motor skills. This is where your longer piece of yarn comes in and your tape. So I have my longer piece of yarn, and this is where I will use my tape. I'm going to cut a small piece of tape and put it on one end. So this will just make it easier to loop the cereal through the yarn. There we go. So I will take one cereal, loop it through the yarn, and go almost all the way to the end. Using the cereal, I'm going to use this as my end of the string or the end of the bird feeder. I'm just going to make a loop. This will hold the rest of the cereal in place. From there, you can start stringing your cereal. Adults, this is a great craft for the little ones, using fine motor skills to loop the cereal through the yarn. You just keep going until your yarn is almost full. This bird feeder can be hung on a branch as well. It's going to be a little harder for the birds to get if you see if it's hanging from a branch. So a better idea would probably be to loop it on a branch or let it lay on a branch. That way the birds can eat the cereal. Now that your backyard bird feeders are ready, the real fun begins. It's time to observe those birds. So what kind of beaks do these songbirds have? They have beaks like tweezers. So they use those beaks to break up those seeds and eat what's inside, especially those sunflower seeds. For you older kids, maybe you don't know what birds are coming into your backyard. Our partners at Audubon have a great app that you can download to your smartphone to help you figure out who's coming to those bird feeders.